Hello. It's been about a month since I've given you a Work in Progress Wednesday update, and you would think that after a month I would have so much to talk about, and I don't, because the wheels fell off. Everything's fine, I'm just busy, I've got a full brain, there's a lot going on and a lot to keep track of. I think it's called being an adult. I don't love it. And just at the end of the day when I usually sit down and do something creative, I didn't have the mental energy to do it. The physical energy probably, I don't know, I wasn't keeping track. Mental energy, no. So nothing really has been done. I've got a tiny bit of progress to talk to you about on some things. The cross stitch, for example, I've got so little of that left to do. I've just got about a third of the back stitch. It's maybe a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours back stitch time because I'm slow. I haven't touched it, I haven't looked at it. Just haven't had the mental space. Everything's fine. I want to reiterate, everything is absolutely fine. I'm fine, I'm healthy, I'm well. Everybody's healthy and well. I'm just busy-brained. Now, last week's video, because last week I put up a post on Wednesday saying, hey, there's going to be a video, but it's going to be late. And then on Saturday, I think I put up a post that went, no, there isn't going to be a video. So let me tell you what that was going to be. It was going to be amazing. So I thought one of the ways I could try and get myself out of my creative slump was to do some colouring in. Because I've done paint by numbers and it went badly. But colouring in with like pens, I thought that might be quite nice. And I ordered and received a colouring canvas mandala. Still got it. And I thought, well, what I'll do is we'll talk about how sometimes people go into slumps and it's all fine. And we'll talk about how playing with colours always sort of makes my brain, I don't know what that is, but it does do that to my brain. And I thought, I'll time-lapse it, because I've got a fancy time-lapse camera. Perhaps possibly a little bit too fancy. So I set it all up. I taped the canvas to the desk, and I taped my tripod to the top of my sewing machine so that I could get a top-down view with my time-lapse camera. And it's app-operated. So I opened the app. I did all the settings. I said, record, and the app went, absolutely, happy to. And the light on the camera flickered to say that it was recording. And for 3 evenings, I sat down and I loaded up the app and I set the camera going. And then at the end of 3 evenings, when I had finished doing the colouring in, I went to get the footage off the memory card and put it on the computer. There wasn't a memory card. There wasn't a memory card in the camera. And I thought, well, that's really interesting because I didn't get an alert. There is an alert in the app. It's about that big. And obviously I just didn't see it. So I thought maybe there's internal storage on this camera and maybe it's saved somewhere. No, absolutely not. So it very merrily let me record, and it told me it was recorded, a little flashing light, not that quickly, but you know, I'm being dramatic. And so for 3 evenings I thought I was time-lapsing, you know, a nice colouring in time-lapse starting from the centre of a mandala and working its way out, and it was going to be a great video and it was going to be very calm and cool and zen. No. But I will show you the mandala because it's a bit chaotic, as is everything I do, because I was allowed to play with colours in my own way, and this is what I ended up with. And I kind of love it. It's a bit much. There's a chicken pecking my knee. I must also say I did have 2 chickens. One of them got foxed on Sunday. So I've got Millie now trying to eat my knees. So we're going to organise a friend for Millie, aren't we, darling? But you don't have to eat my knees about it. Anyway, this is how it came up. It's got a lot of yellow in it. That's me describing it for you. I like it. It's a bit chaotic. It's a bit much. This is from Montmartre, and it was fun, and it would have been like great to be able to make a video about it. I might buy another one because they're not that expensive, and we will try and make a video about it because it would have been so nice and calm and chill because I started with this dot and then I worked around and out and made sure everything. Anyway, this is what last week's video was supposed to be about, and it wasn't because it doesn't exist. That's kind of profound in a way, like ethereal. No, it's just technology failure. Speaking of memory cards, I just had to go to the post office really fast because I set up to record right now and there was no memory card in this camera, and I went, well, that's fine, it'll be on my desk. No, it's nowhere. I don't know. It may have been knocked into a drawer because I can't find the one for the time-lapse camera either, and they may have been knocked into my desk drawers, in which case I think we should just remember them fondly because my desk drawers, oh, there's probably dinosaur bones in those and I will never know. Anyway, if you cast your mind back about a month, if you were here a month ago, you may remember the purple thing that was on the loom, and that came off the loom at midnight last night. time management, as always, very good. So this is, let me do something with this bag. I don't want to drop it on you, Mill. So Millie's over there, so we'll pop that bag there. So this is this one with the zigzaggy snaky effect. Now this purple yarn is Bendigo Woolen Mill's Rustic Tweed, and I cannot remember what the chunky one is. I think it was from Lincraft. I might be wrong. Anyway, the idea behind that was to just have the feature textured yarn. This is obviously not wet finished. It came off the loom like less than 24 hours ago. But this is what the top side looks like, because this is the side that I was working on. So all I've done is I've done 4 plain weave. I don't know, I can't see my viewfinder very well because there is light. So I've done 4 plain weave and then a row of this textured yarn, not all the way to the edge obviously, and then just brought it up at each side. And then on the other side you get this great effect of the same colours and the same textured yarn but without the side bits. So I'm interested to see what happens with this when I wet finish it, because these will have different shrinkages. I don't believe that the Rustic Tweed, the purple, will do much shrinkage. It will bloom, but it won't shrink, because I've used it before and it blooms really nicely. I don't know what this textured yarn's going to do. The textured yarn is, from memory, wool. I think just wool. It might be wool and a little bit of acrylic. I can't remember. I do have another ball. I don't know where that is. It's probably with my micro memory cards, because I must point out they're micro memory cards, so they're that big. I'm never going to find them. I've got dozens of the big ones, none of the little micro ones, so I did have to run out to the post office before they closed. Anyway, this is how this has come off the loom finally. I haven't twisted the fringes. I'm nowhere near actually wet finish. Well, I am near wet finishing it. It just needs its fringes twisted and then I'll give it a wash. I'm really pleased with how these colours look against the purple though. I think that was the right choice. Now, I do have something on the little loom. It's been on the little loom about 2 hours, maybe. And I was a little bit frozen with indecision because I've been just, for whatever reason, because I've got, you know, a not insignificant amount of yarn. I've got a lot of yarn. I gave some away. I gave some away to a friend and it hasn't made a dint. I'll have to give some more to my friend. Oh, she's going to be delighted. Anyway, so I've got a lot of yarn and there's a lot of yarn that I want to use, but the way I've been warping up, I'm sort of staring at it going, this is going to be on the loom forever. This is going to be permanent. And I've had to remind myself that no, it's not permanent. It is going to come off the loom and then you can use the other yarn that you want to use. It's not like you warp up and then throw out all your other yarn. So it took me a long time to decide what to put on the loom, and I have decided what to put on the loom, and I have put something on the loom. Would you like to see it? It would be probably much more interesting if I got the loom and held it up for you. So I'm just going to pop this back in the bag, and then I'm going to zip round because the loom's just behind the camera. I am not going to trip over a chicken. Give me 1 second. So this is how the little loom is looking. Is it fresh on the loom? Yes, it always is. Probably not like 2 hours fresh, but it is. There's my hem stitching. There's my waste yarn to spread the header. So this is a novelty yarn, and you can tell that it's a novelty yarn because it's chunky. It's got texture. And I have been looking at it and thinking I must do something with that for ages. So when I was stuck and staring at the yarn that I have and thinking, what do I do? How do I do this and what do I do with it? I just went, right, we're going to find something to go with this yarn that's been sitting around for ages. So I have a ball of each of these yarns in my bag and I'm going to very smoothly and professionally get them out so that I can show them to you. So the blue, isn't this a great blue? This is such a great blue. So the blue is Hobie Baby Cotton. Can you see that label? I can't see the screen at all. Yes, you can. I can see the screen now. So that is Hobie Baby Cotton. That was in the mystery cotton bag that I bought from Hobie before they cut off service to Australia because they don't like me personally. And the textured yarn is in here somewhere also. Just, you keep an eye on that while I rummage around in here. This is, here it is. This is an interesting one because I bought it quite recently and yet the label feels very retro. This is called Granata. It is 100% nylon. It is not as soft as a nylon usually is. So we'll see what happens when I wet finish it. But doesn't that label look dated? Doesn't that look like something you'd buy in the 80s? So yes, I had 2 of these. I've got one ball half a ball on the shuttle and another half a ball, because that 2 halves make 1. And then I've got another ball. I don't know that I'll use all of it, but I can pass it on to my friend. She crochets for charity, so she's always glad for yarn donations. And that is really all I have for you. So that's like 2 little tiny updates and a mandala. So hopefully the wheels are back on. I've got some patchworking to do. I've got some sewing to do. I've got some more sewing to do. I've got 2 panels. There's a community banner being made, like a multiple person community banner. Obviously that's what a community is. Doing well. So I've got 2 fabric panels to decorate, so I'm thinking about what I'll do. One of them is probably going to be a frog, but then what's the other one going to be? Another frog, why not? Anyway, that is all I have for you this week. Hopefully next week I will have this off the loom. Hopefully the wheels are back on, even if they're held on by blue tack. And you take care of yourself. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Oh, this lighting is terrible. I do apologise.